The BMW X5 is one of the most successful SUVs in the global market. First of all, it's a domestic car, and it's a double-edged sword. But why is it the most expensive, with the least mid-range discount, and the best-selling? Because it fully understands the domestic's inner force, and what this place need. We can say that its bestseller is the Benz GLE, Audi Q7, and the Rwanda XC90. But sorry, those cars are all imported cars with a bigger discount. Even the mid-range single-seater cars are cheaper than the regular cars. But the domestic BMW X5 with the double-edged sword is better selling than them and has less discounts. This is a very magical point. The difference between the 2.0T and 3.0T is only the engine. The main model is the 2.0T version with the guidance price of $89,600. Basically, half of the model is discounted to $7,000. The whole model is discounted to $4,300. If you want to buy the 3.0T version, the maximum discount is $4,300. In some places, if there is a spare car, the half-baked street will give you a discount of $1,400. So the price is very strong. The top model is sold for $112,000 with the guidance price. There is an air suspension. You know that the big full-fledged B6 model of Volvo is basically free of charge for more than 60 cars. Some people say that this car is not worth it. But let's think about it. When your purchase budget comes to the price range of $8,400 to $11,200, do you want it absolutely straight or not? Or do you want a sense of dignity and a recognition label that others give you? I think this is the point where BMW X5 succeeded. The car is 5,060 millimeters long. The wheelbase is 3,105 millimeters. Just now I noticed Benz's GLE, Audi's Q7, and Volvo's X90. There is no one in the wheelbase that can beat it. Among them, the X90 and Q7 are still a three-seater layout. The third row is very exciting. If you use it as a big five-seat home, the rear row is not enough, even as an imported car. But sorry, everything has to fold in front of the space, you know? And then there's the GLE. There's a middle-end phenomenon. All the friends who buy GLEs around me have the same choice. What is it? I want to buy the GLS, but I can't. I want a big-legged car, so I choose the GLE. At this time, the BMW X5 seems to be the best choice among these cars. But someone said, spend $84,000 on a 2.0T Zhongji small four-cylinder. This 258 horsepower, 400 Nm, 810 horsepower. The speedometer is over 4 WD. Its horsepower is not an advantage. Why can it sell well? Because of its configuration. To satisfy the blind spot and blank space of the consumer. Let's talk about the configuration. The all-new Worldward X90 is equipped with a L-shaped support, but only 250 horsepower. It's also four-cylinder, but it's a horizontal platform. My BMW is vertical, right? This instant, it feels like a high-end car. Some people will say that the B6 version of Worldward X90 is a 299 horsepower with a power output of over 400 Nm. But I'm sorry, the interior style and configuration make you feel not luxurious. You have to know that the domestic BMW X5 Plus is equipped with a Harman Kardon sound system, but the lowest configuration is only 12 speakers. The upper configuration adds 4 speakers. After the sound of the sticker is played with the same mid-range configuration, it's a few $100,000 more expensive than the XC90. The consumer can accept it. At this time, the last level, when it comes to the price range of $98,000, it's the 3.0T straight-six version with 381 horsepower, 520 Nm, 0-100 acceleration, only 5 seconds. At this time, whether it's the Q7 of the next-door six-cylinder or the XC90 of the 5-ear, the horsepower is only inferior to it, and the rear space is also inferior to it, and the luxurious atmosphere of the interior is also inferior to it. He also fully equipped the full-speed self-driving cruise, so it's not about our middle price. Whether it's the engine, the horsepower, the rear wheel space, the various driving assistants, the sense of atmosphere BMW X5 this car, it does not have a short version, so next we're going to talk about the configuration in our car. The best-selling BMW X5 is the 2.0T medium and the 3.0T high or full. Let's see what the difference between these three configurations is. Let's ask the car. I'm going to ask you if this system is holding you down. Even if the car costs at least $84,000, we're comparing it horizontally. Even if the VW XC90 is equipped with a big screen, does it have this big screen? No. The three small screens of the Audi Q7. The car is particularly narrow. It feels like a Q5L+, right? Benz's GLE always feels like a mini GLS, and the rear space is incomparable to it. So this interior is very close to that of others. This big hole is a H6 head-up display. Then the seat is a physical button, which retains a very pure row of driving modes related to Crystal, including some multi-medium adjustment functions, and a wireless fast-charging version of the phone. These are all the things I mentioned earlier that many of the right-hand mounted products do not have. The way the air conditioning is adjusted at the entrance and the new air intake are like a fold. You feel that I am the latest product. The large metal shift cover, including this big. Only the 3.0T straight 6 version of the car is standard for the front seat heating and ventilation. If you buy the 4-stroke version of the 2.0T, there is only a front seat heating. But sorry, the seat heating button is not here. He can't see it, you know? You're a woman who drives, and you're confused. It's all these seats that are in line with the material, right? It's a bit like a BMW 7-speed. It's a high-end texture. It's the same as the Volvo XC90, Audi Q7, and GLE. And the biggest key is the rear seat. And the door of heaven and earth that BMW X5 cars like. This car is all reserved for you. Come on, let's take a look at the space. I won't give you the money. That's it. Right? Benz's GLE is just like that. You need to know what kind of group BMW X5 is suitable for. Although this car is not cheap, but if we only have one of these cars, this car is enough to meet my needs. But what are the Volvo X90 and Audi Q7? We have a small car for my wife or my husband-in-law to take a walk. This is the car I use on weekends. I use the rear row temporarily. That's a completely different style. And what else? Benz's GLE owner. I do business.